What's up, guys? So welcome back to another video. This is the second part of the whole 9th anniversary discussion, and today we're going to be talking about the Carnival X Dokkan Festival format, or, the simultaneous Carnival Dokkan Fest format for part 1 and 2. The next video I'll be discussing the 9th anniversary kits. I know this might not be necessarily important to the 9th anniversary specifically, but I think it's just important to talk about this because this is a kind of, I think, a bit controversial in the community I've seen before. So, for those of you who don't know, how coins work in Dokkan is you perform any sort of summon, whether it be single, whether it be a multi-summon, and you will get a certain amount of coins. So there's a little diagram here. The 4 types of coins: this is a red coin, Dokkan Fest coin, this is a yellow coin, this is a carnival coin, and this is a blue coin. The red coin will come from Dokkan Festival banners, the yellow coin will come from yellow coin banners, which we'll talk about in a bit. The carnival coin will come from the carnival banner, and blue coins just come from, random ones. Like, it'll come from this Elder Kai banner, or it might come from the Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration banner, or some other category or support banners. So mainly today, obviously, we're going to be talking about red coins and carnival coins, and I think that this is a decent bit of discussion. But first, I need to go over how this change happened. So to excuse the amount of tabs, I'm gonna be opening stuff. So how stuff went originally before Worldwide Download Celebration in 2022 was we would get these dual Dokkan Fest banners. So how it would go is we would have a Dokkan Fest new banner unit, 8 other featured Dokkan Fest units. Be like this both ways. It was like this during the 6th anniversary, it was like that during the 5th anniversary, it was like that during the 4th anniversary. It's been like that for a while in this game. And they eventually implemented in part 2's this thing called a top legendary banner. So how it would work is you would have 2 yellow coin LRs, or LRs that would give yellow coins when you would summon on them, and you'd have a total of 10 not unfeatured Dokkan Festival, non-Dokkan Festival featured units. And you'd have these just 2 new units. So yeah, pretty awful, I would say, because you had no choice in who you get. And you'd also get 10 featured units who were mediocre. It was the same way like this during Worldwide of 2021. New banner unit Piccolo, and then you got the Namek Goku, and then banner unit 3rd form Frieza, and then final form Frieza. And wrong tab here. I don't think I actually pulled it up. I did not, but there was a top legendary summon where you can get the revival Vegeta into Goku, and then Gohan and Krillin. And that was also just as terrible as this banner. If this banner is anything to go off of, you'll know how terrible it is. This is how it was for a while, and honestly, I hated it because, you just use everything part 1, part 2 rolls around, you get these, iffy releases. These 2 are very iffy. On release, these 2 are very iffy, I think. Same with the Gohan and Krillin, same with the Vegeta and Revival Goku. They're very iffy on release, I feel. And they didn't really match up. So then we whirl around to Worldwide 2022, and things start to change. So we have Cooler here. Cooler, he's got banner unit Piccolo, and then you got the usual 8 Dokkan Festival featured characters. But then we get a new sort of character type. We get a Carnival LR, is what this is called. We get a Carnival LR. And how the banner works is we get a Carnival LR, and then we get 6, 7, I believe, just yellow coin LR. So these are all yellow coins. And then 3, non-Dokkan Fest, just regular, typical banner pool SSRs. And it was quite an interesting, I think, experiment, because it deviated from the typical system where we'd have dual Dokkan Fest, into one is a Dokkan Fest, one is a Carnival. Now at the time, this was received extremely negatively because it was like, okay, well, we have to basically summon on a what's essentially people thought of as a yellow coin banner. But obviously the value is different. I think that people don't really realize that there's a difference between a top legendary summon banner and a carnival banner, because I think that top legendary summon banners are garbage, value, and usually the units are inconsistent. This guy on release was really good, really strong, and I think to this day you can still get value out of him from his revive. So then we go to part 2, and now the superclass unit has a Dokkan Festival, and then the superclass banner unit. Well, I suppose that the last one was a superclass banner unit, but you know what I mean. Then the standard, 8 Dokkan Festival featured, and then a carnival featured metal cooler with, your typical 5, 6, yellow coin LRs, and then you got the 3, banner pool SSRs. And this sort of dichotomy, I think, created, there's two sides to it. People really love this format, people really hate it. I don't think there's really a happy medium or in between that I've seen. And, this, I think, was just so much better. I think, in my opinion, this is just so much better than getting just 2 yellow coin LRs just randomly on a banner, and then, get just terrible featured units. This actually gave you the chance to be able to, be like, okay, I can summon on this, I get value out of this banner, but then I can summon on this banner. And then, in part 2, you're going to get a hype unit that carries the same amount of weight as, say, Cooler does. So then they changed it eventually. They changed it to where now we're going back to dual Dokkan Fests. This is the 8th anniversary. We're going to the typical format of dual Dokkan Fest. See, and then we got the banner unit Ice and Nova Shenron. And now instead of a Topps legendary summon banner, it's a dual carnival banner. So my opinion on this is that this is an awful format. This is a terrible format. It's better than if we had a top legendary summon banner, like, for example, the 7th anniversary, where we had Kaioken Goku and Saiyan Saga Vegeta on the same banner. Your typical 10 non-Dokkan Fest characters featured. And, I definitely think that this is better than had we had that. But I would certainly say it's not an improvement. You splurge all your value on these 2 banners because, the Dokkan Festival features are, they're the better value banner. And then part 2 rolls around, you get 2 banners where it's like, okay, I don't really know if I can spend any stones on these, because it's just like, you don't get as much value out of these as you would with a regular Dokkan Festival banner. So this anniversary, this is where this anniversary comes in. My apologies, I didn't pull this up already. This is where this anniversary comes in, where they bring back that format. And, we had Broly, and then Gogeta, Carnival, Beast, Dokkan Fest, Yama's Carnival. So, I've seen a ton of complaints online about this. I've seen a ton of complaints online about them bringing this format back. But really, I can't wrap my head around why people aren't sort of subscribed to it. Because, you get a valuable banner, part 1, with a hype character. And I suppose with the 9th anniversary, we had 2 extremely hype characters here. And I think the more hype one, in people's opinion, Gogeta, was, a carnival feature, which I think made people mad anyways. But what I'd say is that it let you save, I think. Because if you're trying to go for, Gogeta, if you're trying to go for Gogeta, obviously you're summoning on a less valuable banner, but there's also, a valuable banner here too. You got a Dokkan Fest banner. And it's like, alright, well, I don't have to spend on both, I can spend on a more valuable banner, I can spend on one I'm more hyped for, either or. And then you roll around to part 2, and that there's going to be value. You know, well, we didn't know that Beast was going to be it, but you know there's going to be value for sure, because there's going to be a Dokkan Fest and a carnival. It's very simply put, just better. I think just people don't really look at the timeline progression that we went from 2 Dokkan Fests, part 1, you know, use all your value on that, and then you get this terrible, you know, double featured banner with terrible units for the featured pool. And if you got like a Zeno, Goku, Black Rift, if you got any of that, you just are gambling on which one you get if you wanted one over the other. I think that the carnival format has really improved how spending goes during major celebrations, even if we're talking about the, you know, double, if we're talking about the double format, even if we're talking about that, I know that it's probably going to be less easy to save because both Dokkan Festival banners appear in part 1, but it's better than if you had a double featured banner with just these terrible non-Dokkan Fest / Yellow Coin LR characters. It's just not good. So I think the overall like carnival introduction was very successful and a great change. Now, what I was talking about earlier was the carnival coin, and I think honestly that's one of my biggest gripes with it, is that it introduced a whole different coin to the system. So we have, obviously I went over in the beginning, we have the 4 types of coins. So the carnival coin initially got introduced when this guy came out, and I don't think it really helped all that much. I think honestly it was probably better had they just made it the blue coin. You know, I showed it earlier. It's reserved for special banners that really aren't, you know, too valuable. I wouldn't really recommend summoning, unless it's the Dragon Ball Heroes campaign. I don't really recommend summoning on any banner with that type of coin. So if they just had made it blue coins, it would have been simple. We could have just had, you know, more value for that coin. And what's good about that coin is that every time you spend 10, you're able to get a Kai, which I think would have honestly boosted the value of carnival banners initially much more than had they just made a different coin. But I'm really happy that they decided to go back to this format from Worldwide 2022, because there's never been a celebration after that's done that. Yet people get so mad about the fact that they do it because they think that they're getting scammed. It's not free-to-play friendly. This is free-to-play friendly. You get a decision of whether or not you want to spend on a valuable banner or you want to spend on a less valuable banner, and then part 2, you get a hype character. You know the hype's still going to be there because you have a Dokkan Fest in part 2. And it's just the superior format in my opinion. You know, I don't know what else to say. It's just, that's simply how it is. We've come a long way, I'd say, with summoning. We've come a long way from just this trash. Like, go back to any video, anyone's video on this banner, on the 7th anniversary banner. It's just rough, terrible, because this format's terrible itself. So, yeah, I think that this is just overall better. You know, simple talk. I just think I've just seen so much about it. I felt that it was important to talk about it. But yeah, I think that's about it for what I gotta say on this. I think you can let me know down in the comments what you think also, because it's certainly an interesting conversation. I think honestly, I might be able to see someone argue about it, but just personally to me, I see more free-to-play friendliness with this than if it's double carnival or if it's a top legendary banner. So yeah, that's about it for me. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like this discussion. Again, part 3 of this whole discussion series is going to be about these guys' kits. This will be fun to talk about. That'll be tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll see you guys in the next one.